What's up, world? It's your boy Iconic, back again with another video. In this segment, we're gonna talk about HBCUs. I got two graduates from the local St. Petersburg area. We're gonna get straight into it. First off, introduce yourself.
All right, what's up, y'all? I'm Dontrell Fletcher, a 2018 graduate of Florida A&M. I majored in Allied Health Science, and I'm from St. Petersburg, Florida.
Why did you choose FAM?
I actually didn't choose FAMU. My teacher chose FAMU for me. I personally wanted to go to USF or UCF, but just the way she said how FAMU would groom me into the person that I can be. There's so many other African Americans there that's like, that's mainly why I chose it. She really convinced me to go to FAMU.
I'm here with...
Hi everybody, my name is Daisha Lovett. I am a 2018 graduate of Howard University in Washington, D.C. My major was biology with a double minor in chemistry and Latin. So, yeah.
Why did you choose Howard?
I chose Howard because, well, actually, someone like my godmother, she was an alum, so I was just like, when I was in the application process, I was thinking about, you know, where I would go to kind of like leave my legacy, because I didn't want to just go to a school just to say I went to a school. Okay. So when I chose Howard, I was like, if I'm going to go to an HBCU, I want to go to the best HBCU.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
I chose Howard, and honestly, it was like the best decision of my entire life. What
was the school strengths and weaknesses?
The strength is FAMU is like the #1 producer in like a lot of stuff, and African American bachelor's degrees. Just like a lot of #1s, like their pharmacy program is pretty good. I'd say a weakness is some of the staff there can be kind of have like a bit of an attitude problem. So you run into the staff is kind of hard to deal with and talk with, but that's just one of the weaknesses I experienced.
What was the school's strengths and weaknesses? Honest now, don't give me, don't try to
No, I'm gonna be real.
Don't sugarcoat it, keep it real.
I think this could go for like a lot of HBCUs. I know Howard, I had a lot of issues like financially. Like I had a scholarship, but it wasn't a full scholarship. So a lot of it was, I didn't really have to come out of pocket. Like I had, you know, help from my parents, thank God. Okay. But I saw a lot of people struggling just with like finances, and then HBCUs aren't really as funded as like PWIs. So it's really hard if you don't have the money. And like I saw a lot of people have to go home. I definitely say that one of the strengths would be like the city. DC is really cool. It's really dope. You have like, you're surrounded by a lot of people who are really doing stuff. Like, so that was like really dope to be on campus and be surrounded by everybody who's like putting in work. It's not just you. You know what I mean? So just the atmosphere and like the city and like the people. So yeah.
What was your first year like at FAM?
Oh man. My first year, I didn't really know nobody. You know, a lot of people from St. Pete, they don't really go off to college like that. So I actually came in the spring. So spring is like when transfers come in. Just like people who just decide like they want to go instead of the fall. So I missed like orientation, where you really get to get the feel of the campus and just meet everybody. So I basically just stepped in, you know. Okay. So I didn't really get that little feel of like I feel welcome. But when I did get there, people were very helping. They were willing to show me where my classes were, stuff like that. So
what was your first year like?
My first year would probably be like the best year. Like when I went there, it was kind of like shocking to me. Like I stepped on campus and I was like, wow, like this is really happening. But just being there and just being surrounded by so many beautiful people, it just was like a beautiful experience. I can't even like, it's like something that I can't explain. Like my first year was probably like the best. And I can say like being on the cheerleading team and just being in other organizations really helped that.
I was like living arrangement wise, like dorm wise.
I lived in...
Be honest now.
Okay.
Don't cat with me.
I lived in the dorm, it's called Gibbs Hall. It's like you and your roommate, but y'all in the same room. One thing I didn't like is we had the community shower, so you have to literally go outside of your room, and there's like a community shower where like everyone takes showers. So it can be very uncleansing. So it wasn't really good.
Oh man, I never would have expected that.
Yeah,
that's good information to know. What was a typical day like at Howard?
A typical day. Well, I had 5 a.m. practices, so to wake up super early. And then after practice, I would go, you know, take a nap before my first class. And during like freshman and your early years, you have like early classes. Well, I did. So I had like 8 a.m. So I would like try to take a nap after practice. And then I would go, you go to class. And then after that, like I was a biology major. So I was studying like all the time. So I would just go home and study. And then go eat with my friends. Like,
what's a typical day like?
Typical day? Well, it depends. When you start your day, you know, you wake up, get ready, get dressed. You know, you go to HBC, you gotta get clean. Probably go to 1 or 2 classes, then go to the caf with your friends.
Okay.
Don't ever go to the caf without your friends. They feel like that's like you violated them. You crossed them. You went without them. They don't got nobody to talk to and hang with. You know.
Okay.
So after the caf, probably go to finish up the rest of the classes and then just study from then. Okay. That's just a typical weekday, but if we're talking about like weekends or anything like that, that's when the parties kick in.
Okay. What was the social scene like?
What?
What was the social scene like?
What?
What was the social scene like?
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Because it seemed like you did a lot of studying because of your major.
well, no, don't get it twisted.
Okay.
Like, I did study a lot, but I was on the scene, but it's like a balance. Like when you go to school, like you can't, I wasn't the type to just be like, oh, I'm gonna be studying all the time. Like, you have to know how to balance it. Like you can't be all sheltered like in the room all the time. I went out like on Friday. We had like First Fridays, house parties. Like I went to a lot of house parties my freshman and sophomore year. But that gets like old. But when you get older, like we did brunch, like all types of stuff, like clubs. And Howard is just cool in it. So like everyone's just like, it's like the Mecca.
What is the social scene like? So.
Oh my God.
Oh my God!
We have a thing called Set Friday, so every Friday is like a big gathering where they play music. There's vendors out there where you can buy like paraphernalia, like shirts, hats, any little thing. And all the organizations on campus, they do like their little strolls and dances and stuff like that, and everybody's just, you know, gathering around, having a good time.
Okay.
We do that every Friday.
What are the sororities like? Did you ever think about joining them? Why or why not?
I mean, I feel like everybody kind of considers joining something or just being involved in some type of organization. I just kind of took a different route. I was on the cheer team, so I really didn't have a whole lot of time, you know? I mean, like I said, everybody thinks about it, but I mean, not even just like fraternities and sororities. There's a lot of stuff you can do like on campus. Like I joined a lot of stuff, and that just helps with like networking too, like and meeting people.
Okay.
So I think a lot of people, they see these, when they think of like organizations, they think of just immediately fraternities and sororities, but it's a lot of stuff that you can do on campus. So, yeah, like that's just all I can say about that.
Have you ever considered being in a frat? Were you in a frat? What was like, why didn't you join or why did you join?
Okay, I considered it, but I didn't really know much about it, so that's why I really didn't put much effort into really doing it. But there's benefits to it. It's not just the bad side people talk about, or like the little hate, people call it hazing or whatever, but it's a process you have to go through to get to join the org. I didn't really do it. I didn't have the financial support to do it because it costs money.
Let me ask you this, how diverse was Howard?
Howard was actually really surprisingly very diverse, but it didn't start really getting like that until like my junior senior year.
Okay.
But I mean,
did it make you feel a way about it? See on Twitter, people like snapping about like, damn, like we can't keep nothing.
I mean, I was cool with it. I mean, it's just what you make it. Like you can go. I mean, they want to go to school too. Like I mean, it just actually was away. I did an internship away, and when I was away, I was just like surrounded by just a lot of different cultures, like people from all over the world. So when I doing that experience away from Howard for like a full semester and going back, I was like really appreciative. Like, oh no, I need to be around my people. But I mean, it didn't bother me. Like I feel like you need different cultures just to be around different vibes and energy. Like you know what I mean? Like you still do what you do, you still hang out with who you want to hang out with. But I mean, I didn't have an issue with it.
How diverse was the campus? See online sometimes they have like a few different people other than black people on campus. and you know, sometimes you hear about like people being upset about that. So I kind of wanted to get like your perspective on it, like wanted to know how diverse it was. How did it make you feel any type of way that it was diverse or anything like that?
Believe it or not, FAMU was very diverse. Although it's an HBCU, I had classes with Caucasians. I had classes with people from like different countries.
Okay.
Which I didn't expect. So it was very diverse to me.
About the culture, bro. Like just as far as like as African Americans, like what was the culture like there? Like
first step in there, it was like a culture shock. I didn't know there were so many smart African Americans. Like from where I'm from, people don't really aspire to go to college like that. So just being there, you see other people that's dressed up in their suits, you know. Girls wear their natural hair, you know, a lot of people not comfortable with their natural hair. A lot of different shades of black. It's just beautiful.
Describe the culture on campus, like as far as, you know, being an African American woman on campus, how was it like? What was the culture like to you?
It definitely was a culture shock. Coming from like what I'm used to. When I went on campus, I was like, wow. Like I was like, this is like, I didn't want to go home, but I was like shocked. I called my mom every day. I'm like, mom. But no, but it ended up being really cool. I mean, it's just something that, like, I can't explain the feeling just to be around so many like African American people who are like just on top of everything, like just doing major stuff. Like it's just like something that I feel like everybody should experience or just think about, because you don't normally see that.
Do teachers overextend to help you understand material? Like were your professors very helpful? They say it's like overcrowded, so nobody gets that like one-on-one.
That's actually a lie.
Okay.
HBCUs the classes are smaller versus if you go to a PWI. So HBCUs, your base class would be probably like, my biggest class is probably 50 versus a PWI where you're in a class full of 300, 400 people. You don't get that one-on-one with your professor like that. But going to HBCU, you will get that. They know you by your first name. You can stop by their office hours. You're not just a number.
Okay.
You build that relationship. So
that's dope. So the teachers at Howard overextend to help you understand material? Yes.
Well,
you're here to kill the rumors.
No. Well, I can say personally, the classes are a lot smaller.
Okay.
So that helps.
Okay.
And the teachers, well, some professors are really like helpful with like, they come to you, go to the office hours. If you're not understanding anything, like you can email. Like I had a really good few actually professors who really helped me, and you need that too for like grad school, like recommendations, like all that stuff, so that really helps. What
did you do for fun on campus?
For fun, and just for fun, we would just sit in the dorm, play video games. If it's like a weekend where we don't want to spend money, we'll throw like a social, you know, just a small little gathering. Card games, some drinks, just good vibes.
What was like food like on campus? You know how some people, be saying, like I be hearing some stories of people like, oh yeah, I went to Chick-fil-A and this be up all night.
No.
I'm like, let me hear from somebody else. Let me hear some truth, not rumors.
Okay, well I'm not gonna lie, the food was like so bad. Like,
oh man.
I know they have like Soul Food Thursday and all that stuff, but it just wasn't. I don't know. I ate out a lot. I ate out like almost
soul
every
food,
day.
but it wasn't good.
No.
It wasn't.
I wasn't feeling the
mama
food.
cooking.
No.
Mama cooking.
Like I ate out like every day.
Okay.
Well, not every day, but like I ate out a lot.
Okay.
Which is not the normal experience. So, you should not go to college thinking you should eat out every day.
Yeah, because
I spent a lot of money.
Because I was gonna say most people
No.
that's telling me they go off to like any type of university, they telling me they eat cup noodles.
Yeah, no, I didn't have that experience. I didn't have the cup noodles experience, but I probably should have had the cup noodles experience, but I did not have that experience.
This is the big one, and I know a lot of people, a lot of teenagers, or even some adults that want to go to HBCUs. How is it like financially? Like, is it easy to like get in touch with people like administrators or like financial aid people that like try to assist you as much as they can to like make sure you're able to go next semester or for a full?
You really have to be on them, because that's a big thing about HBCUs and financial aid. Like I don't know what it is about their staff, but you just really have to be on them. You have to really go at them because they're not going to chase after you.
Oh, okay.
So
you do a lot of following up. Huh?
Yeah, you have to follow up, a lot of follow up.
I don't know how you actually pay for it, but would you say scholarships, like do they offer a lot of that? Like, how does that work?
Well, me personally, I received, it was called Doorways, but now it's Florida Prepaid, I believe.
Okay.
I received that in 6th grade, so that paid for like all 4 of my years, all 4 of my tuition, but I just had to pay for like room and board, my own books. But that's how I really paid for mine, and then plus the financial aid. So that paid for my education.
Okay.
So I didn't really have to come out of pocket like that. Only if I wanted to take loans out and spend unnecessary money. But as far as like me financially paying for my education, I didn't really pay much.
That's good. That's good. The advice you would have for any like young women that's thinking about going to just going off to college, like why is it a good thing to go to HBCU from your perspective?
I feel like it's a really good, well, I'll say some of the advice that I got, because like I said, well, Howard is expensive. So going to like a $40,000 school a year, plus like living in a major city, that's just crazy in itself. So some of the best advice that I got from my uncle, he was just like, if you're gonna go away to school, you should go where you really want to go. And he was like, don't let money deter you from that. Don't let anybody else deter you from that. He was like, go where you're gonna go, and just like kind of just do what you need to do to be there.
Okay.
So my advice to anybody, I know I talk to a lot of younger girls who want to go to Howard, just any HBCU, and I'm just like, just do it. It's a beautiful experience. It's something that I feel like everybody should experience, and unfortunately everybody can't experience it because whether it be like money or like not having like the support or whatever the case may be. But if you can, I suggest that you go, and just because I lived my best years there, and you don't get these years back, so don't let anything stop it.
But like teenagers getting ready, prepared like to go to college, especially African American male and women, what would be your suggestion as far as how important it is to go to a HBCU?
HBCUs are very important to go to. Once upon a time, you couldn't go to a PWI. It was only made for whites. So I feel like HBCUs is good to keep the population going, keep people getting enrolled, because that it's for you. That school is made for you. Okay.
So what makes FAM better than Howard? What makes Howard better than FAM?
The scenery, DC is an awesome place. Like, what does Tallahassee have?
Oh my God, Tallahassee. Okay, Tallahassee may be country, but we have Florida State right next door where we can go enjoy the football games. We have the best homecoming. If y'all did not know,
Oh wow!
FAMU
No.
best homecoming.
Howard. Howard is the Mexican.
Howard
Who has the best homecoming? Like, let's just watch this right now. Have
you
been to Howard's homecoming?
I've never.
Exactly.
But it's something I do want to experience. Though.
You should
I have
experience.
heard about Howard's homecoming. I will give you that, guys.
Okay.
But as far as the #1 homecoming, nobody top FAMU 2018 homecoming. Nobody.
That's absolutely false.
What?
And then the School of Business, Howard School of Business is way better.
Oh, have y'all heard about FAMU School of
Networking.
Business?
If I say like one thing about Howard, if I mention like, oh, you went to Howard, like, oh, that's gonna ring a bell.
I'm not gonna lie, Howard is up there.
Yeah, but I know a lot of great people who've come out of FAMU. I'm not gonna take that from y'all, but Howard definitely, the name holds its weight.
Yeah, I give y'all that, but I gotta put on for my school.
You should.
If you're a male, you're a female, how was it life like for like as you as a male and the women, and as for you as a woman for the males? Like, how was that experience?
You mean like, well, you can answer first.
I'll go first. FAMU, I don't know what attracts fine women to FAMU, but I've never seen so many fine people in just one area, one school. And it just made me look at black women different. All black women are angry and ghetto, and people really say that about black women.
That's true though.
There are really some pure women out there who just want to make it.
Yeah. I can honestly say too, I mean, well, did you date a lot at school? Like at FAM?
No, I didn't date a lot at all.
So yeah, I didn't either. But I mean, I had a lot of guy friends, but I didn't date because the ratio is off. I don't know how the ratio is at y'all's school. So
we have way more women at our school than men.
So that
it's like
too.
16 to 1.
Yeah, ours like 17.
Yeah,
Ours like 17 to 1. So it was
Jeez.
like the ratio is really off. So if you're dating,
So are you saying we need more black males in college?
definitely,
We need more black
definitely.
HBCUs, yeah.
More people at HBCUs in general, but definitely more black males for sure because it's like the ratio is completely off.
I was talking to my homeboy Walt, and he was saying how like when he was going to school up there, he had some homeboys that would like change outfits 3 times a day. Is that for real up there?
I mean,
Especially he went to FAM, so I want to
At
know.
FAMU, women will put on makeup for a 7 a.m. class.
yeah.
I don't know
It's that deep.
why is that so important, but appearance is very important at a HBCU. You can't have stuff. It's not like wearing pajamas around campus how you think it is. Like you could probably pull it off at a PWI, but I don't know about FAMU. You'll get roasted.
Yeah, everybody looks good every day, especially being up north. Like, that's just like an experience in itself, like a culture. Like, wear their clothes. Like, it just opened my eyes to a whole different view of like fashion. Like, just it's dope. Like, definitely
pretty
go
much
to the #1 HBCU in the world, Howard University. It was a really great experience for me and for everybody else that I know.
Well,
Go to the best.
If you want to go to the #1 HBCU in Florida, and just period, go to FAMU. You won't regret it.
Y'all FAMU people, I cannot.
We're just taught to be arrogant, and we're the best. Literally, I think it's a class.
The burden rests upon the leaders of the Afro-American community to try and instill within the youth especially the desire to further their education, because without it you're not going anywhere on this earth today.